Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to take a look at the Lanparte LA3D action gimbal. This was my favorite action gimbal that I saw at NAB this year in Las Vegas. This thing stood out to me for a variety of reasons. I'm shooting a lot of electric longboarding videos, a lot of action videos where I want to do first-person POV, and I wanted to find a gimbal, an action gimbal, that could hold a GoPro, that I could mount in different ways, that I could rig in different ways. So I'll show that to you guys in a minute, but let's get right into some of the features that I thought were really awesome with the Lanparte LA3D. Okay, so let's start with the assembly of the LA3D. First off, it comes in this really awesome carrying case. It's a protective case as well. There's hard foam in here. The quality is really awesome, and best of all, it's compact. So you can easily bring this along on any shoot, pack it up in your luggage. It's really compact. So essentially, you have your handle, which is also the joystick and where you keep the batteries. So the batteries go in like so. And this bottom piece here is also the power switch. So that screws in like that. You also have this battery extender, which is pretty cool. So you could get 2 additional batteries and extend this out so it's much longer, and you get longer running time. I believe it's 8 hours with the extender and 4 hours without from normal usage. And then this is the gimbal itself, and pretty straightforward. This slides out like so. You take your GoPro and you pop it in. So the default frame for the LA3D is a GoPro Hero 3 or Hero 4. And you just screw these little thumb screws here, and that's pretty much it. And to align the gimbal with the battery, you have these little white dots here. And you just make sure that your setting is on open, and you align the dots and then lock it like so. So I have the switch on. You got the green light blinking, and then you basically hold down the middle button and it activates. So the 3 modes here are pretty standard. You have the follow mode that pans and tilts to your wrist direction like so. Right? That's the panning and tilting mode. So if you do 2 clicks, it turns red, and that's the semi-follow mode. So the tilt is locked, so you can tilt it with the joystick, and it's locked, right? No matter where you go, the tilt is going to be locked. So that's the semi-follow mode. And again, it can be adjusted using the controller. And then the 3rd mode is you click it 3 times here. 1, 2, 3. Oops, 1, 2, 3. And it's blue. And that's basically locked mode. So all the panning and tilting is made manually with your controller. Pretty simple. I like to keep it on the default mode, the green light, which is the follow mode. Again, really smooth. The motors have encoders in them, and encoders basically create some really fluid, efficient balancing with the motors on the gimbal. So next I'm going to show you guys my favorite feature of the LA3D, and it's the detachable handle. So this comes off, and you basically have an extender here that you put on top like so. Line up the white dots and you lock it in. And then this end goes to the handle. Again, line up the white dots, and then lock it. Easy, right? So why would you need this? Okay, so what's cool is this end basically has a 1/4-20 thread, so you can attach it to a boom pole. I like to actually attach it to this guy right here, which is a Polar Pro tripler. It's kind of like a sort of portable tripod and extending stick boom pole type thing, selfie stick if you will. I hate saying that. But it also has a 1/4-20 ball head. So this is actually really useful when you're doing some kind of like traveling shoots and you want to put the action gimbal on top, the LA3D, and use this guy to control it. So pairing the Polar Pro with the LA3D is actually a really good, awesome lightweight rig for shooting electric longboard videos. I like to keep it on this thing when I'm filming. You have some really good, interesting ways to film. It's super lightweight, and again the top is very light because the batteries are not attached, which makes it a lot easier to maneuver when you're moving at high speeds. And also when you're done filming, it collapses down like so and turns into a tripod. So that's really convenient and awesome. And I will also show you one of my favorite things that I like to use it for is first-person POV. So there was a movie that came out quite recently called Hardcore Henry, where they had something called an adventure mask, and it was like a proprietary rig that they put on the stunt people who were doing like all these crazy parkour moves and a lot of crazy action. The whole movie was filmed on a GoPro, and but they didn't just strap a GoPro on the actors. They actually designed a gimbal that fit on a helmet that sat in front of their face. And I think they destroyed like a bunch of them, but I wanted to get the same look without having to create a mask or try to do anything crazy. And I thought that this would be actually a really good way to do it. And it turns out that it is. So what I like to do is take this off here. And basically what you can do is, as you can see, I'm wearing a standard GoPro chest mount. And what you can do here is use the standard GoPro mount on the back. And this is a really awesome mount for the LA3D because it allows you to mount it on a GoPro chest mount or even a head mount. Sorry. Okay. And that just screws in like so. Again, the batteries are not attached, so it's really lightweight. I'll just turn it on. There you go. You have a really super smooth kind of first-person POV. You know, if you're using your hands, you can kind of see what's happening here. I think the chest is really the best angle when you're doing this first-person POV. You can also add an extender. They make those GoPro like extenders, so you can bring it up, you know, to maybe your neck. But I think that you know, when you mount it on your head, I always feel like it's too high and it's not giving the true perspective of like POV, and you don't really see your arms too much. So this really gives you that effect of like, you know, first person POV, super smooth. You don't get the shaking and wobbling when you just connect the GoPro to the chest mount itself. So I like this. This is really comfortable, easy to use. You know, I could put this in my pocket and just go shoot, you know, and not really have to worry about like putting it on a pole and like maneuvering. I could just keep it on my body and just focus on the action. So that's about it. The next part of this video is going to be how I use this in different situations, from first-person POV stuff in the desert to electric longboarding, all kinds of different situations. So stay tuned for part 2, where I show a demo of the Lanparte LA3D. If you have any questions or comments, hit me in the blog, runplayback.com.